Welcome everybody to another edition of Sarge Says. This is the video version of our show here. Today we want to talk about a couple of things that have been bothering me lately, at least in the viewpoint of what's been happening in the media. Now, Donald Trump has been accused of giving classified information, so to speak, to the Russians. Now, last time I checked, of course, this was in regards to ISIS. Now, last time I checked, the president is probably one of the highest-ranking officials that can declassify information whenever he damn well feels like it. And another thing, why is it that people are throwing a fit, that are getting pissed off about sharing information about ISIS? Aren't we supposed to be on the same team when it comes to ISIS? Aren't we supposed to be on the? Aren't we both supposed to be wanting to destroy that entity? See, I just don't get the left, and I don't get the liberal media. To me, it just seems like no matter what he does it wrong, and it's just not good enough for you. Well, let me tell you something. I am sick and tired of the liberal media constantly trashing the President of the United States. Oh, yeah, people can say, oh, well, what about when you were talking against the last President of the United States? Well, we had a reason to then. Okay, and we have reason to now. Nobody's saying that you can't talk about the President of the United States. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm sick of hearing it, and I don't have to listen to it if I don't want to as well. I voted him in office because I didn't want Hillary in there. Nobody wanted Hillary in there. I mean, to me, from my own personal opinion, the whole Hillary thing was a facade from the beginning. All right? It just seemed like everything was set up. And look, I mean, the one person that got screwed over the whole thing, it wasn't Trump or it wasn't Hillary, it was Bernie. Of course, he wasn't any better than Hillary, but it all goes back to what I keep saying about the Clinton Cartel. I mean, it really is a cartel. It really is an organization that, kind of makes you scratch your head and think, you know what, maybe all the Alex Joneses of the world were correct. Maybe they were exactly right when they were talking about all these conspiracy theories and all these Bilderberg group type things happening. And to me, see, another thing that I don't quite understand about this whole situation is, look, liberal media, look, CSNBC, MSNBC, CNN, which I call the Clinton News Network, we're sharing pertinent information with an entity that most governments want to destroy anyhow. So what's the big frickin' problem here? Why wouldn't we want to develop a relationship with Russia in regards to ISIS? I mean, Russia's having their own problems with radical Islam, and I'm sure I hear that through the grapevine, ISIS is making quite a stance in different parts of Russia as well. So yeah, of course, why wouldn't it be the smart thing to do to share information in regards to ISIS? I just don't get it. People just... anything that he does is constantly critiqued. Even the conservatives, when Obama was in office, even the conservatives weren't this bad when it came to critiquing the President of the United States. I mean, seriously. I mean, when is enough going to be enough? When are the people, especially some of the Trump supporters, who now are kind of shaking their head, and I've seen it come across the news wires, and I've seen it come across the podcasts. I've been watching a lot of podcasts, here in the last few hours. And a lot of these so-called Trump supporters who have been with the president since day one are now not, supporting him because, he came flat out and admitted it and pretty much said, hey, yes, I shared information that I thought was pertinent to defeat ISIS with Russia. So what? Who gives a rat's ass, in my opinion? As long as he's not sharing information that, that could damage our national security, I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, last time I checked, the President of the United States was the person that could declassify any type of information that he deems necessary, and perhaps he deemed that this was necessary, and I'm sure he, people don't see what's going on behind the curtains, behind the lines. I'm sure Trump talked it over with his national security advisor. I'm sure he talked it over with the, with his state Secretary of State. I'm sure he talked it over with the powers to be and said, you know what, this is what I'm going to tell Russia because I think it's pertinent and I think we need to get it out there, and maybe this will help, against the war on ISIS. I would like to think that. Now, if he didn't, again, the president has that right to do that, and he's showing you the true power of the presidency of the United States. Trump certainly is, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that as long as he uses that power in regards to the people of the United States, and protecting our nation and protecting our national security, and using it for the right reasons. Otherwise, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't think the liberal left has a leg to stand on. It just seems like they're reaching every single. All I keep hearing is impeach, 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 impeach. Look, I want to be honest with you. I wasn't a Trump supporter from the very beginning. All right, I didn't particularly like too much of anybody that was in running for office as far as the candidacy on the GOP side was concerned. For those of you who don't know me out there, I'm a card-carrying member of the GOP party. Although I've been thinking about changing to independent for obvious reasons. But then we have this outsider, Trump, coming into office. And he truly is an outsider. He paid his own way into the presidency. He did everything by himself. He didn't have to concern to any lobbyists or any special interest groups. Now he's in office, and all of a sudden, everybody, including the establishment that is in Washington D.C. right now at this point, they're flipping. They're flipping out about this. How the hell they're saying, how the hell did this guy with no connections to any lobbyists or any special interest group, how the hell did we get this guy in office? How the hell did we get this president in office that basically does whatever the hell he wants to do? Well, I'll tell you how, and I won't dwell on this very long because I want to get on the subject of Hillary Clinton here in just a second. I have some words to say to Miss Clinton, and I really hope that at least some of this video gets out to her organization, because what I got to say isn't very nice. What I got to say coming up isn't very nice. And I'm taking a late lunch break today, ladies and gentlemen, to do this video. So just bear with me as I gather my thoughts here. We finally have someone in office that is, at least I think, cares about the civilian population that he represents, his constituents. We voted him into office, and I keep hearing this racist thing about, there's a bunch of racists that came out of the woodwork and voted for him, and they put them all in office. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, if that's the case, then where were these racists when the black guy was trying to get into office? They just said, no, we're going to let the black guy come in, but no, hold on, we got to stop because this white woman wants to try to get into the presidency. We all got to stop her. See, that's what I don't buy that. And that's mainstream media, ladies and gentlemen. That's the mainstream media trying to spew that rhetoric, into your brain, into your thought stream. So don't let that happen. Okay, enough about Trump. We all know that he's doing what he feels is right, and we just have to trust him. And if he makes a mistake and he backsteps, pretty much, and I'll end it on this. His presidency has been pretty damn transparent. As a matter of fact, and I can't remember the last time any presidency, at least in my lifetime, has been this transparent about things. So, with that said, he's in office. Just deal with it and, try to come across party lines and meet him in the middle. That's all I can say about that. All right, Hillary Clinton. Here we go with Onward Together. We're part of this whole big revolution now. She's supposed to be the face of the revolution, and she can relate to the to the common man, and everybody wants to flock to her because they think she's some liberal savior, and she thinks that, or they think that she's going to save the world and change climate and all this other crap. You know what, Hillary, you got beat 3 times to try to become president. I take a hint. Go away. I said it on Sarge Says, my second video episode, that you need to stop everything that you're doing and just disappear, because really nobody gives a rat's ass what you want. You're trying to make yourself relevant again, and you're not. You're not ever going to be president. I'll be surprised if you even hold a public office anymore within your career. And if you do, God forbid those people that ever vote you back. And it's like voting the Nazi Pelosi's and the Elizabeth Warrens and Chuck Schumers and the that guy from Nevada. I can't think of him off the top of my head. But it's like we keep revoting these idiots back in office over and over and over. And McCain's one of them as well, over and over and over again. And you're taking 3 steps back and no steps forward. And it just pains me to see that, people are continuing to invite these people into your living rooms, into your homes, and inviting them to represent them. I mean, do you really think that they're representing you effectively? I mean, come on, people. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Nancy Pelosi can't even put a damn sentence together when she's on the air interviewing somebody. And when she does, she's calling Trump Bush, Bush Trump, and Obama Kennedy. So, I mean, that in itself should show you that none of those people are in touch. And definitely, how can Hillary Clinton ever be in touch with the common man? Of course, people could say that about Trump, and you know what? They got a valid point on that. But in the same token, Hillary Clinton had all that backing from even from those overseas entities as well during her run for president. So that should show you right there, who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. And you know what? I really didn't believe any of this Bilderberg crap or, Clintons were doing this or Clintons were doing that. I thought it was all this one big conspiracy theory. But you know what? The more and more stuff that comes out about this, it's like he kind of scratches your head, raises an eyebrow, and you're going, you know what? Maybe these crackpots like Alex Jones might be onto something right there. And, of course, maybe they're not. But in the same token, and then I got to get back to work here in just a second. But I'm going to end it out with this. Nobody likes you, Hillary. Nobody wants you around anymore. So all I can say, and I mean this from the bottom of Big Sarge's heart, just go away. Just disappear. Leave us the hell alone. We do not frickin' care. And I'm trying to refrain from using the F word here because I don't like to throw that F-bomb out there very often. But I tell you what, Hillary's the person to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me during my lunch break. I appreciate everybody viewing here. And please share the video. Check out our YouTube page. Check out our Facebook page. Hit like, share our Facebook page. We got a pretty cool segment coming up here on Wednesday at 2 p.m., Eastern Standard Time, 2 to 4 p.m. It's called Conspiracy Theory Wednesdays. It's something that we're shooting from the hip, so bear with us on that. Hopefully it'll turn into something, and if it don't, we'll just stick to politics. Well, speaking of which we got a political show, an Open Topic Saturday, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can find all that information out on our Facebook page. Again, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good rest of the day.